Hey everyone, welcome to the KE Report and a company update from Aztec Minerals. We are going to be recapping some drill results that came out just yesterday, January 22nd. Drill results from the Westside Target on the Tombstone property in Arizona. I am chatting again with the president and CEO, Simon Dyakowski. Aztec is traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol AZT and on the OTCQB under the symbol AZZTF. Now, Simon, look, we've been talking a lot about the 2024 drill results as they've been released mostly earlier on this year from the contention main zone. Now we're stepping out west to the west side area. I'm going to post figure 1 in the show notes so everyone can see where these holes come from. It's holes 8 through 13, all the red dots on that map. This is first pass drilling for the company on the west side area. Just give us a quick recap of these results. Again, more silver focused than gold.
Yeah, hey Corey, thanks for having me on. And we did get our initial first pass drill results from this west side area and had some very encouraging results. The theme of this target area was really to test our new geologic and 3D model that we built over the course of 2024, and it included some map structures from underground, tunnels, stopes, various things. So a lot of this program on this side of the property was to confirm the presence of those mine workings and also to test for mineralization along really 2 anticlines that run east-west across that part of the property, and as well as the west side fissure, which is tucked up to the northwest of the corner of the property, and had some good results. Specifically, hole 13 came in for us. This one's a couple hundred meters stepped out from the proper contention pit, but it's in an area that hasn't been drilled by us before, and it returned a really nice broad intersection, 85.4 meters of 47.3 grams silver equivalent, and a high-grade zone within that of approximately 24.4 meters of 106 grams silver equivalent, all in oxides, all relatively shallow. And so this helps confirm what we have understood to be a significant area that was slated for additional open pit production in the early 80s. So that is evident with hole 13, and you can see as well in hole 11 that there's some pretty significant bulk tonnage material around the west side fissure, including about 26 meters of just over 32 grams silver equivalent. So we're very pleased to see that we keep hitting on most of the drill holes that we're putting out. These were not in the same grid fan pattern as the proper contention pit, so a little bit riskier, a little bit more exploratory in nature, but now provide us with a very, very significant area to continue to drill in future programs. And if you do look at the plan map, or if the listeners or viewers watch the plan map, you can see that we did not drill into the dikes that run north-south, and those are what carry the gold silver grade in the main contention pit. So we do believe that those have good potential to come in for us when they're drilled. And the fissure was also a bit of a precision target that we would love to go back in and drill with several holes, more from a fan orientation than just a kind of a precision one drill hole. So lots to build from on the west side zone here, definitely confirming what we thought, and sets the stage really to drill in a more systematic grid manner later this year.
All right, I was going to ask you about why you thought the gold grades dropped off, but since you didn't drill the dikes where you have seen higher gold grades in that contention main zone, why didn't you drill any of those dikes?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. We were really excited about the anticlines, to be honest. Those were the top priority targets in this plan. We do have some historic data along the dikes, which does suggest that there is bulk tonnage mineralization along them. So really, it was a question of priorities, and with the limited time and limited budget, we had to, the drill, as we chatted about on earlier shows, was very efficient. So we had to make split-second decisions really before seeing any of the chips as to where to drill next. And so because we were drilling, 100 meters plus a shift, we just went with this plan and stuck with it, and then we got the results after. So that would be the main reason, and really did see what we thought we would see, and now I think we have the confidence to go back in and drill a little bit more systematically rather than pinpointing specific targets, as I said earlier.
So looking at that table that outlines those drill results, one thing I noticed in holes 11, 12, and 13 is that you hit some old mine workings, usually about a meter, but one in hole 11 was 4.6 meters. Give us some more color on, were you expecting this? What does it mean when you do hit some old mine workings in this first pass drilling?
Well, it's a good sign when we hit mine workings. Aside from the obvious danger of losing the drill hole, it is good to be exploring in an area where 150 years ago, underground miners were making money mining high grade. So, definitely that is good. It also gives us, a point in 3 dimensions to then work back into our model and adjust. We are working in a pretty imperfect science here, translating largely paper sections and maps and translating them into digital 3 dimension. So it's good when we hit workings. Obviously, we'd like to hit a little bit more grade when we hit the workings. So that was a little bit of a mixed result, I would admit, but it certainly doesn't, indicate that we've missed on the targets, or rather that the mineralization doesn't exist. It's more an indication that we probably need to drill a higher density of drill holes rather than just kind of one per setup.
So Simon, since look, you did hit silver gold mineralization in all of these holes, and as you said, yeah, probably wish that there was some higher grade in some of those holes, but if you look at figure one again, we can see just how big of a step out these holes are and how big of an area they test in kind of that scatter shot way. What does it mean for follow-up work? Where do you focus on, and do you then prioritize the west side area for future drilling?
Well, I will say this. It absolutely prioritizes the west side area for drilling. Specifically, which targets will be first in line will have to be determined over the coming weeks. We literally just picked up and left site for a short break, so probably a good discussion point for maybe a call in about a month from now. But certainly in that same area, I would think between hole, 24, 8, and 11, and 12 and 9, there is a host of targets there that I think we would grid drill. And, particularly when you're at the intersection of some of those geologic features, there's a very high chance of there being some metal deposition there. So not a very specific answer for you, unfortunately, at this point, but we will have a new plan generated here over the coming weeks. And certainly continue to see this as having the potential to really double the footprint of what we've already drilled off in the contention main pit proper. And then very soon also we should have some results from the southern extension of the contention pit too, which would add another quite a large area to the database here.
So Simon, on the onset, you said that this drill program very much on the back of that model that you built, that 3D model, testing some of these targets to the west side area. Do these results change that model or alter it at all?
They would enhance the model. So we were, only relying on historic data up until this point. Now we actually have, lithologies and grades and various things modeled that we can enhance what we've got. And so that's another big component that'll come out of the next few weeks, is how does it sort of refine itself and help us better target on the next round of step outs and infill drilling in this target zone.
Okay, so as you said, news still to come in terms of drill results from the southern extension. Couple other drill holes in this west side area I see. When can we expect those? Any other news that we can expect as well?
Well, we can expect those fairly shortly over the coming weeks, just getting the final analysis done on those remaining 4 holes. So let's say over the next week or two, we'll have another news release, hopefully. And then you'll start to see the key takeaways of this recent over 3,100 meter drill program come out. It's been very positive. We had a very, very experienced drill crew, and we're hoping to get back fairly shortly to continue to drill this. We're starting to hit a critical mass here that I think will enable us to showcase the potential of this project to a broader audience as we continue to grow it and discover new mineralization.
All right. Well, thanks for the update here, Simon. The stock did react quite positively to these results, so you have a little bit of momentum on your side here. I will follow up on the back of that next news release talking about that southern extension and some of these other holes. For everyone following along, again, please look at that figure 1 posted in the show notes and click the link to visit the Aztec website where you can learn more about these drill results and the overall company. Simon, again, thank you very much for your time today.
Well, thank you, Corey. Have a great day. Cheers.